guys look so uncomfortable.
Me? Gotta show the good posture.
That's true.
Let the legend unfold. You better come and get it. We'll sell your home, son. Day after it's listed. Get you a loan, son. Whatever bank you visit. Answer your phone, son. This is your boy.
Hi, welcome to Live with Barb and Ray.
I'm Barb.
And I'm Ray.
And I'm Steph.
I think we pulled off the creepy factor.
Right? You guys, we have a new co-host. Stephanie.
Yes.
Goedl.
Goedl, who is our 2020 PWR president, and is going to be joining us on Live with Barb and Ray.
For the rest
And
of the year.
Steph.
It's official.
It's official. Yeah. We have a new logo and everything. How's that feel to be on the Live with Barb and Ray and Steph show?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
My hands are a little sweaty, but I'm excited.
So I just want to know if you're going to end up going by Steph, because you know the show changed my name in the real estate, at
did.
least LA and Orange County.
You know, people call me Steph or Stephanie. I'm good with both.
But in real estate, I've only heard you as Stephanie.
That's true. Steph may be the new thing for 2020.
Yeah, because we can't have more than one syllable names on the Live with Barb and Ray show.
No.
It doesn't work.
But what's my shortened name?
Your short name's Ray.
Oh, okay.
Isn't your real name
Just call me-
Raymond? No, your
no.
legal name's Ray.
Yeah, just call me R.
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 But Barb, R, and Steph doesn't
Okay,
sound
never
good,
mind.
Ray.
We'll just stick to Ray. Well, it's our first episode of 2020.
Yes.
This is exciting. It feels like it's been forever since we've
I
been
know,
here.
but it hasn't.
And I'm
Been a
excited
long
to have
time.
you on board. Don't touch me with those clammy hands. we were prepping before, and I was letting Stephanie know how to clear your vocals and how now brown cow, how now brown cow, and all the different ways we get ready for the show. And I think she's going to fit right in.
I think she's going to be just fine. What do we got to talk about today?
We have a lot to talk
A
about
lot.
today, and it looks like I started off with our CRMLS update. That was me, right?
You're not supposed to tell them our agenda.
This is our agenda. And
Yes.
we put an R with the circle, and that's how I know I take it over.
Okay, it's not really a CRMLS update. It's updating them on the NAR 8.0 rule and what we think CRMLS is going to do about it.
So a lot has happened this last week. A lot has happened, but it's really too early to give too many details. So
Yeah.
we're going to give little snippets.
Yeah,
of
it's like
what's
an
going on.
emerging issue. It's like an
Yes.
emerging, stay tuned.
So
So what is it? Tell me.
potential, well, not potential. It's coming soon is going to be okay soon. And there's going to be rules.
That was a difficult way to say it, but
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah, so there's going to be.
We may have a coming soon status eventually in the MLS.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then buyer-broker agreements, start reading them and getting used to them because you're going to have to start using
You
them.
might need them.
that's
Yeah.
it.
That I think we can talk about is the new NAR 8.0 rule that came out that essentially says within one business day of publicly marketing a property, it has to go in the MLS. We talked about that last month where the exclusion is essentially going to be gone. There will be no pre-marketing a property, putting it in the MLS with 10 days on market. What we believe CRMLS has approved, and stay tuned, it will be out very shortly, is that you will be able to show it. So if I have a listing and Steph's in my brokerage, I could show it to Steph's clients. Sounds so weird to call you Steph. Steph's clients, as long as she has a buyer-broker agreement in place with that client. So
Start using them.
start using them. Start getting used to them. At least read them.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, how many of our realtors do you think have even ever looked at them?
Very few.
Yeah.
And you know, Steph, you're a broker. And I know that every broker I've talked to, including myself, tells their agents to use them.
Yep.
We all suggest that agents use them, but what percentage of agents do you think actually use them?
I don't really know any that do.
See?
They don't, because they don't understand the value behind it.
Exactly, that's so key. They don't understand the value behind it. And what we're seeing at the association is we're seeing a lot of arbitrations come through that involve agents, buyers, almost playing between two agents. Neither had a buyer-broker agreement in place, and it's ending up very confusing and muddy, and it could have been solved with a buyer-broker agreement.
And what's crazy is you see so many procuring cause cases or
Yes.
potential procuring cause cases that could be solved just with using the buyer-broker agreement.
Even the non-exclusive one,
Yeah.
which we've talked about. How many times on this show have we talked about it?
A lot.
A lot. The BRNN.
And I think that's what a lot of agents think is that it's. I've always thought of it as a prenup, right? And
Right.
And there are different versions of it, and you can do the non-compensation one. I don't know.
Not for compensation, non-exclusive.
So it really just outlines what you will and will not do for your
Yeah,
buyers.
yeah.
And so it's a pretty simple form, and it just read it. I'd suggest everybody open your zip forms
Read
and
it.
look through and read it and start figuring it out.
Because when the details of forget the possible coming soon status, forget that. When the details of the NAR 8.0 rule come out for CRMLS, you're going to see the need and realize really quickly that you should be getting buyer-broker agreements, especially if, Ray, you're a heavy listing agent. If you're a heavy listing agent and you want to tell your clients about your listings, you're gonna have to have a buyer-broker agreement. So they're gonna become essential, especially for agents like you that do a heavy listing. Yeah. So speaking of telling your clients ahead about listings and all the different platforms that we use, guys, we need to have a little conversation about social media etiquette. In fact, I think my suggestion to the association, I'm sure you'll see it soon, is that we do some kind of class on it as well, because social media has become the wild, wild west of real estate marketing. And I had this conversation with Lori, who's our professional standards director, who many of you know, we talk about her all the time. And I've had this conversation with Stephen Mead, who's also a board member at PWR and a CRMLS board member, and we've all agreed that these rules were written in a time period where no one expected that we would have the kind of marketing platforms in social media, stories, posts, things go away in 24 hours.
Yeah.
No one thought we would ever have those, or no one could even imagine we would have those. And so now we're left with some rules, and agents, unfortunately, just trying to do business, but you're violating the rules badly. And we're seeing this every day out in the marketplace.
So give us an example. You just came across something
I
the other
did,
day.
I did. So many of us go to broker preview. We all go to broker previews, and you all get a tour sheet, and that's very common. It's to tell you where to go, where the address is, details about the property, so you can decide if you want to go out on tour and go look at that listing. Guys, we can't put that tour sheet on social media. Block out all of the agent's information. So I have a listing on tour, I'm number 4, it's got the address, it's got my name, my company, my cell phone number, it's got bedrooms, bathrooms, and a description. And we used to have Thomas Guide number, remember that? I just thought I'd bring that up. I'm aging myself.
What's the Thomas Guide?
But guys, you can't put that on social media. Block out all of the contact information for the agents and then say, which number do you want to see or have more information on? That's advertising other agents' listings. And last time I checked, a broker tour sheet is not an IDX feed.
No, it's not.
That's not intended for the public to see. There's other ways to say, hey, I'm at broker preview. I'm going to be going out and looking at a ton of new listings that just came on the market. This is something I do as an added value to my clients. You know, let me know if you're ever interested in, you know, seeing property. Let me know if you're ever interested in working with me as a buyer's agent. There's ways to promote that you're on broker preview without crossing that line.
So
And I
now-
know you've seen this too.
And another question for you, Mrs. Social Media Expert.
No, Byron, do not put me in that box.
Okay, so you've made it clear that is not okay to share the broker
Yeah.
preview sheets, especially when you're blocking out the listing
Especially when
agents.
you're blocking out the listing agent's information.
But what about when I'm going through a house and I want to
Yep.
promote and show, like, hey, I'm active in
Yep.
the business and I want to
Absolutely.
go look at houses. Let me start to go
Yep.
and film
Show these pretty kitchens and backyards and
yay or nay.
Yeah, we've talked about this, and what I personally do, and I've done this before. Typically, the listing agent is sitting in the home. Ask them if it's okay. Say, hey, this backyard's beautiful. Do you mind if I put it on my story? I don't know a realtor who's going to tell you no. The goal is to sell the property, but with the permission of the agent who did the effort and the work to get the listing to begin with. You can't just go around. Something that I've seen that, you know, tagging onto this, and I know you've seen it too, is agents who are out showing property, videotaping kitchens and bathrooms and saying, oh, this is a great 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,567 square feet in Long Beach. Who wants to see it? I know you're not saying the address, but you're crossing that line, and I just don't want to see realtors in that gray area. And you come into professional standards or another association's professional standards, the panel members aren't social media savvy and don't understand how this works, and you end up with a violation over you just trying to get some clients. There's other ways to do it.
Yeah.
There's other ways to show you're out showing property. Ray, you do a great job. I've seen your posts. There's other ways to say that we're busy and we're active without crossing that line into other agents' territory.
Yeah.
Or just take that 2 seconds and ask the agent, hey,
Yeah.
can I please post this?
Yeah, like I said the other day, I was showing property sitting in my car, and I did a cute little story about, hey, you know, I'm waiting to show a house. Okay, I'm busy. I'm showing a house on a Saturday. And the neighbors keep peeking out the window, looking at me sitting in the car like I'm enemy number one. Like, hello, the house across the street's for sale. But I never showed the house. I never showed the address. I never said anything about the house. I just said, hey guys, I'm out busy showing property. That's an appropriate way to be like, hey friends and family, I'm a busy realtor. I want your business, without, again, crossing that line into another agent's. Because at the end of the day, I don't think the rules have changed.
No.
The only way you can properly advertise a listing that is not yours is through an IDX feed. And last time I checked, we can't do an IDX feed on stories or social media, at least not in Instagram.
Correct.
Facebook you can. So just be careful out there. You know, hey, if you really are interested, tell the agent when, hey, I'm going to go show your listing. I know it has a great backyard. Do you mind if I put it on my story? 9 out of 10, I'm going to be like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, just follow the golden rule.
Follow
right?
the golden rule and set the example.
Well, I think the problem is some agents wouldn't care if their own listings were done like that, so they think it's okay to do it to others. And all it takes is a screenshot. And last time, I don't know if anybody checked, Instagram, you can screenshot a lot and no one knows. It's not like Snapchat. Snapchat, you do a screenshot, they get notified. Instagram,
Nope.
if you didn't know that, people can screenshot what you're doing and what you're saying and then give it to the association for, you know, a
I think
rate
everybody
complaint
should
or
know that
whatever.
by now. But
Well, you'd be surprised, Ray.
okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on, I know you guys talked about this last live with John G.
Yes.
And that is the whole rent control and just cause eviction that's come into play.
Yep.
So CAR came out with a great form, the RCJC, Rent Cap and Just Cause Addendum,
Yes.
for us to use.
Yes.
And just a reminder, it's out there because for a while, they waited until
Yeah.
the very last minute to
December,
get that
yeah.
form out. And it was supposed to be distributed on January 1.
To any
To
tenant.
anybody.
Yeah.
So don't forget that that's out there. Give it to your clients, but don't go and give it to random. Don't pass it out. Like, hey, here's one for you.
Don't go to CAR and download it and PDF it and send it to people.
Yeah.
That's a member benefit copyright, and unless they're your active client or your current client, you shouldn't be handing out that form.
No. But what's funny is I get a lot of pushback as far as, oh, well, I'm exempt. I don't need this form. I've had that question a few times.
Yes.
What do you think, Ray?
Well, the hard part is that
Everyone should just cover yourself.
Yeah.
Why not use
well,
it?
there's actually, have you guys looked at the form?
Yes.
So look at the form. There's actually, the law says, and I didn't know this till literally 2 weeks ago, the law says that if a landlord is exempt, they still have to give the form, and the box has to be marked telling the tenant they're exempt. Because it's not the tenant's job to know whether or not the property is exempt or not. So you have to give it to all tenants are supposed to have had it by January 1st. I heard that August 1st is like the hard cutoff, and if you don't give it, then you're gonna be excluded from your exclusion, if that makes sense. So
But not providing it, even if you're exempt, is almost like you're kind of waiving your exempt.
thank you.
So-
That's a much better way to say it, Steph.
So-
See, we need you to clear up language. That was
She is
fantastic.
good for something.
She's great for a lot of things. She's fantastic.
This is going to be fun.
Oh, yes.
And I'm quickly realizing with two women, I'm not going to get much talking about.
It's
That's okay. I'm
Ray.
just here to look pretty.
You are.
Steph,
pretty.
you want to talk about our
Surrounded
membership
by this
numbers?
beauty.
President
please.
Goedl.
Yeah, so we are super excited about our membership numbers that have come in. So we were kind of expecting a little bit of a downturn in membership for 2020, but here's some good news. We're up 2% in members. So the market is still strong. People are still out there wanting to work, and it's 2020 is going to be a great year.
Yeah.
So not only that, our RAF numbers are up 8.6%. We've seen an increase.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge, guys. Thank you.
Yes, and that's our Realtor Action Fund. So
Yes.
that allows us to go out, lobby, do what we need to do in the political field. So thank you. Huge numbers, 8.6% increase over 2019.
Huge. I think it comes down to education.
I think it comes down to us pounding you guys to say,
Education.
yes,
Yeah.
say do it and help the association, help raise money. We'll talk in a second about why that's so important. But I also want to say I always looked at 2020 wondering if it's going to slow down. I think we've talked about it being the election year, and typically those are a little slower, but things are going strong. And I think 2020 is going to be a good year, especially when 2% doesn't seem like a whole lot, but that's a few hundred extra realtors that are saying, you know what, I'm going to get back into the business, or I'm going to start working. And
or I have a listing, so I need to pay my dues now.
It could be a lot of different things.
We'll take it, right?
It's still a good sign, and I don't know if you guys see it, but it seems like a crazy market. You put something on the market and you're getting multiple offers and they're selling, and buyers are starting to get a little frustrated with not getting offers accepted, and so it's definitely a seller's market, and I think it's going to be strong for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Excited. So tell us about the big win in Long
Yes,
Beach.
so
tying it in with RAF.
we talk to you guys all the time about how we need your contributions to RAF or RPAC. Just so you know, Realtor Action Fund, Realtor Political Action Committee, same thing. California says it a little bit different. It's the same thing. Your increase in contributions and your awareness of the importance of it, and all the things that this association has done to push back different things that would have eventually harmed you, is crucial. And we just had another huge win in the city of Long Beach. City of Long Beach, fun fact, is our largest city in our territory, and we have the most members in Long Beach, which I think shocks people because the headquarters are in Anaheim. We do have a satellite office in Long Beach, but all 33 cities I think we have are extremely important, but we do have ones that are more problematic than others. And I would put Long Beach at the top of the problematic list. And there was a proposal being put forward by our city council a few weeks ago for essentially a initiative or a approval to put it on the ballot to vote on an increase in property tax, a bond, for homeless shelters and more affordable housing in the city of Long Beach. Our problem with that as an association is it's always being put on the backs of homeowners and property owners. And that's not okay. Long Beach already has some of the highest, I live there, bonds on our property taxes, some of the highest in the area. And the biggest issue we had is that it didn't, number one, it wasn't guaranteed to fix the problem. Number two, it wasn't guaranteed to just help Long Beach residents, because you can't list an affordable housing unit and say, Stephanie, your family from Fullerton can't move into it. You can't say that. You can't say only Long Beach people can move in this. You can't tell someone who's maybe been homeless in a neighboring city like Wilmington or Compton or Downey that they can't come into a homeless shelter in Long Beach. You can't do those things. So it wasn't guaranteed to benefit Long Beach. So what our government affairs team did was worked feverishly for a week or two prior to this and literally helped push this back. And what I mean by that is convincing some of our electeds to see that this isn't the answer. And we won. When I say we, the proposition didn't, the initiative did not go through, of a vote of 5-4. And we always typically have 3 people in Long Beach City Council on our side of housing issues or property issues. And we got 2 more to see the light and come over. And guys, that was 100% because of PWR's strength in the political areas of all cities. And I stood there for 5.5 hours, and we had 72 public comment. 69 of them were against us. 3 of them were for us, and we were still able to successfully overturn it.
That's huge.
That's because of our PAC. That's because of those numbers, and we do it in every city. Anaheim, Santa Ana, some of the other big cities we have issues in. La Habra, we've got issues in La Habra. Like, we do it everywhere, and I'm proud. I'm proud to be a realtor, and I'm so proud of our amazing team at PWR. So,
Woo woo!
no, huge.
That's gonna be my new thing.
Huge. So.
All right, is that it for the day?
No, we have one very important event that you're supposed to talk about.
R circled right there. We have the economic forecast coming up. It is scheduled for February 12th.
Yes.
It's at the Great Wolf Lodge again. Bring your
Plenty of
bathing
parking.
suits.
Yes.
Make sure you sign up in advance, please. We have to know that you're coming.
And a great speaker,
Yes.
Leslie Appleton Young.
Yes, who is the chief economist at California Association of Realtors. And guys, if you want to ever hear Leslie again, you better come on February 12th because she's retiring.
And
December
here's the
31st.
coolest part. You get to go to a meeting where you're going to get a wealth of information, and then you get to go back to your clients and your social media and say, guess what? I just heard the chief economist for the California Association of Realtors talk to us in a small group, not a small group of probably 400 or 500 people, but a small group of realtors, and this is what she forecast for the rest of the year. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's not just I read an article, you went and you saw someone very important.
And you can put that on social media and say that you were at the economic update.
Picture with her.
Yeah.
When it's done, go up and take a picture
If
with
you've
her.
never heard Leslie talk, guys, she's brilliant. She puts it in non-boring economist language, okay? Because if you've ever
That's
heard an
huge.
economist talk, that's huge.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the last time we're going to get to hear her talk. She's retiring December 31st. She's amazing. She's very special to our association. And I've seen some headlines of where she's talked in other places, and the good news is 2020 isn't going to be so icky after all, because I think we all thought it was going to be. And you know, as John Giardinelli says, film at 11. She's going to have some good news for us. I'm pretty confident about
And
it.
at the very least, you'll walk away with good talking points.
And a great breakfast.
And it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
But sign up and show up. Sign up. Show up.
They got it.
I'm helping Lillian, our
saying that
producer,
because
sit over
when
here.
you don't, it costs us money.
Yeah.
There's tables
There
that
is, yeah.
there's food we pay for that doesn't get eaten. It just helps us plan a little bit, and it helps save member money if you actually do
Or
that.
there's not enough seats in the room
Yeah.
for the people that signed up in advance, because we're having to add tables for people that didn't sign up.
Yeah. So you got it here first.
So we'll see you there.
All right. Well, with that, I think we are done.
Yep.
And as always, stay classy out there, PWR.
Bye.
See ya.
Day after it's listed, get you a loan, son. Whatever bank you visit, answer your phone, son.